Welcome to another episode of Puck Talk with Fern and Mac. I am Fern and this is Mac. What's up,
Hi,
man?
Mac. What's up?
Another week, more hockey.
I know this is our 10th week.
Yeah, we made it to 10.
I know it's super
More to
exciting.
go. Um,
That's right.
did I say it right this time? For the people who caught it, Fern.
What would you say? Oh, yeah,
Farm.
yes.
That's
Yes,
the Fern.
Fern, you got it. We all caught it. Go ahead.
Yeah, everybody caught it. Um, so um, this week was okay.
Yeah.
The biggest news happened what 2 days ago, or was it last night, or was it no 2 days
Uh,
ago? Right, like Sunday night, I think it was.
it was either
Oh,
Saturday night
Saturday.
or something. I think it was Saturday night.
Yeah, it was Saturday. So the Red Wings were playing the Senators.
Hmm.
Kind of look the same sometimes.
Do they? Well,
And Dylan Larkin took a hit. Then we've argued about it somewhat.
I mean,
You didn't think it looks that
I
hard.
wouldn't say I wouldn't say we argued about it. I would say,
You
I mean, he looked lifeless. I'm just saying.
He did. And you, from your point of view, you said that you didn't think it was that.
I didn't think, I mean, when they everybody was talking about it, I hadn't seen it yet. So then I thought like I just thought it was like some mega hit, whatever. So then when I saw it, it was like, well, we watched you and I watched it together. It was like, I guess I guess he got sandwiched.
That's
I'm not saying he didn't get hurt. I'm not saying that. And I'm not saying he
yeah.
was like acting.
No,
It must
nobody.
have just been like a complete like wrong time at the wrong at or wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah, and my whole thing has been like, it's kind of like boxing. If you ever watched it, sometimes like you just have to catch a guy, or MMA, you just have to
Yeah.
catch a guy at the right angle, at the right, And I
I mean,
think,
it had to be scary being at the game watching that because that
yeah,
lifeless on the ice, but
and if you look, like he did get kind of sandwiched, so I think it's
yeah,
the,
must have
the the
gotten
hit
through
wasn't
something.
like the hit wasn't crazy. Honestly, I can agree.
No, and it wasn't something that it was intentional or whatever. I don't think. I mean,
I think it was a shot to the face head area, like not on. I don't know if it.
not on purpose. I
Yes,
don't
and I
think.
think he got sandwiched into two, and then hit in the right spot, and then yes, he looked lifeless. He did.
I mean, that was kind of scary in
It
itself.
was
And then
unbelievable.
my boy, who used to be a Golden Knight, David Perron. I mean, that was. I mean, I think he was. Heat of the moment. His captain's laying on the ground,
Yes,
but you should never go over after somebody's head. But
arguably their captain, the best player. Um,
right. I
So
mean,
I think, well, obviously nobody knows in the heat of the moment like what happened. You look at the replay and it's like, okay, there wasn't really a dirty hit. So he's just
no,
going.
and but he didn't know. But he didn't know. But he didn't even go after the right person, right?
Yeah, I think it was somebody who was standing there
Who
still.
was
Yeah.
who was trying to get help?
Yes,
Who was calling for help? Yeah, I mean that was
but I
not
think
good.
he was just going for anybody in the vicinity. I think he didn't. He just saw his captain on the floor,
Yeah, I get it, but
like not
I
move.
mean, yeah,
He was
I'm. But I feel like
like I
people were
don't.
more concerned on getting even than they were getting help for
Yeah, I think that's
their
the heat of the
captain.
moment thing. Like nobody. So he tries
Yeah,
to
I
do
don't.
the right thing in his eyes, being trying to stick up for his captain because he didn't
Yeah,
see the hit. He just saw his captain lay on the floor, and he gets
right.
games for the
Yeah,
because
I
he
mean,
took instead of going after he went after the guy and he cross checked him right in the face.
but see again, I didn't see that. I expected that hit to be worse. I expected Perron's hit, cross check or whatever. I thought that was going to be worse. So I didn't think it was as bad as everybody was going on. But I mean, you should never do that. I'm not saying that's
I think
right,
they see
whatever.
where it went. That's why I went
But
the suspension because the
yeah,
cross
is this
check
not?
to the
Has
face.
he had issues before? Because I don't think so.
Nothing. I don't think it was anything crazy. He's
Yeah. So 6 games seem like people weren't going to be happy with 5 games. They were saying like outrageous numbers, like 10 games and stuff.
how
So
does
I think they had to do more than five.
how does I don't know how. like
Because
six is
5 is like
better than
the
five.
in for something like that, they
Normal.
acted like that was the minimum. Yeah, that yeah.
Okay. Is the guy okay?
So
Like, I mean, yes, I get it. You shouldn't cross
I
check
we don't
somebody's face.
we don't even know what I mean. We don't know the outcome of Larkin. Like, is
No, no,
it?
I'm
I
talking
think.
about the guy that got cross checked.
Oh, I know. Oh, I know.
Is he
I
okay?
know. I don't know because
I
they
get
didn't
it.
really go into that.
I get it. There should be a suspension. You shouldn't cross check the face. We get that.
Yeah, I get it.
But eh, I'm not happy with just five. Like, so let's just add one more. Like, how is that?
Yeah, I know. I don't know. I to make everybody happy. I don't know how that. Yeah, is determined.
Well,
But it was an in-face hearing, and they were saying that that's when they're in person. That's worse.
yeah,
So you live and learn. You know what I mean?
yeah. Well,
Just don't do it.
the one bright spot because they did end up losing the game. And Larkin, they lost Larkin. He's now on IR.
Mhm.
On this close time to come back because they haven't really named
Right.
the injury, obviously. Um, the only bright spot because they did end up losing 5-1 was that in his second game as a Red Wing, Patrick Kane scored. He was the only
Yes.
goal that game.
Hmm. That
So
was good
yeah,
to see.
yeah. Patty's warming up. He's back.
Good for him. Yeah,
Played
that's
tonight.
great.
He played tonight. I forget who they played tonight, but yeah.
Uh, yeah, I saw that. I don't know who they
I
played.
think it's
I know
somebody.
they play the Flyers on Saturday night, but
Yes, that is true. Flyers.
that's all I got on
Saturday
that one.
in Philadelphia. Yeah.
Yep.
So that was it. That was
So
pretty interesting. We've been kind of talking about the whole thing last couple of days.
yeah, yeah, I'm glad I finally saw it because I kept missing it or I kept catching like the wrong hit. And I don't know. So I was glad that I finally saw it. So, I mean, hockey is a rough sport, but
Yeah.
dying.
As we're speaking, there's about 4 games on.
Okay.
Um, the Senators are up 1-0 on the Hurricanes. The Maple Leaves are up. I think there was a third goal scored. Hold on, that just happened. I think. Already, hold on. No, just 2-1. The Maple Leafs are up 2-1 on the Rangers. Uh,
Okay.
Matthews
What about,
is 20th
oh,
for
of
the
course.
and the Yotes are up 2-1 on the Penguins.
I was just going to ask you, are the Penguins playing? Man, they better pull it together.
They are. So let's go to this topic. It wasn't next on the list, but we can go to it. Um, so the in a lot of people's eyes, the Pens are underachieving.
Yeah,
Yes. And
absolutely.
I mean, honestly, and not in my eyes, because obviously I don't think a lot about the Penguins because they're our rivals. Um, my whole thought on it is this is a very old team. There's a lot of old guys.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of Washington. Sydney's
Yeah.
Sydney's older.
I mean,
Alkin's older. Um,
yeah.
Kinsel is young. He's still not 30 yet, but he's like 29, so that's fine.
It's a lot of
Um,
talent though there that
Carlson, who they got, is over 30. Like,
yeah,
um,
and I wanted to I hold on,
Hang,
I wanted to
though, yeah.
Carlson, I wanted to say because last week when I was watching NHL, they were like crapping on him, saying I guess people in Pittsburgh they thought that was he was a waste of money and he's not doing anything. And then that night he scored 2 goals. I mean, I haven't really heard much about him, but I mean,
I think
well,
they
because
win for two.
well, I mean, he had I don't know if they won, but I don't know, no, because haven't they lost like the last 5 or something? Something
Oh,
crazy, but I think it's going to come down to the coach. They're going to end up getting rid of him.
so
And I told you my theory on that.
yes, we talked about this. Um, you tell us your theory because they don't know. We talked about it.
My theory is the GM for Pittsburgh. I think eventually he's going to get rid of Sullivan and then bring in the head coach that I don't really care for of the Maple Leafs because they've always been like tight and everything. So I feel like that's what's going to happen there at some point. Maybe not right away, but
Yeah,
I
but
don't know.
because then he would have to get fired.
Right, right. But and I feel like that's gonna come if they only, make it to the first round again. I feel like it's been too many years, and Toronto's not having it.
So the interesting part of that is then, we had this conversation off air. Uh, I he's obviously Sullivan is actually one of the longest tenured coaches right now.
Yeah,
He's been there for I think we did the math like
you said 2015, I think.
so like 9 years almost something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
So and yes, he's won 2 Stanley Cups, so he's had something to
Is
lean.
that all?
Yeah, it
I
was
mean,
back to back.
I don't mean
It was
all. I
back to
mean,
back too. So
I
like
felt like okay, yeah, I do remember that. But
um, so I didn't think I get it because I mean they're 500. That's really it. I can know that they've lost 4 straight, but they're 500 basically. They're 11,
yeah,
12, and something like, you know what I mean? So it's not,
yeah.
yeah, 11, 12, and 3. So it's not like they're completely out of anything. They're just in the middle with, it just looks bad right now.
It's surprising for them, though. I mean, I know, like you said, they are an older team, but I feel like they started out strong and then kind of went down from there.
Yeah. I mean, so coincidentally, I think it was yesterday. I think his first name is Kyle Dubas.
Dumas, or is that what it is? Oh, it Dubas. I thought it
Yeah,
was Dumas.
Dubas.
Okay.
Dubas. He came out, I guess he was asked by the Pittsburgh media, is he if he had any thoughts about um firing Mike Sullivan.
Sullivan, yeah.
He said no. Because they asked him, do you think Mike Sullivan's the coach to be here not only now but in the future
The
going forward?
future.
And he says, yeah, Mike's the guy. So the GM, at least for now,
I mean, what's he gonna say though? You know what I mean?
well, yeah, that's another thing. I know
That's
people
how I feel.
people love to read between the lines, but
But
I
yeah,
GM speak. He's not going to come out and say,
right.
you know. So I get it,
Yeah.
but he's assuring people, or he's telling the media that he's the guy now and going forward. So,
Hmm. We'll see.
so yeah, we'll see. You're right.
Yeah.
Here's an update. Since we last updated those scores, the Maple Leafs scored 2 more. It's 4-1
Oh wow.
against the
Who are they
Rangers.
playing again?
They're
Oh
playing the
geez.
Rangers in New York, I believe, and it's 20 seconds left
Who's in goal for
in
the
the first.
Rangers?
Who's in goal?
Shesterkin.
Yeah, yeah, they're starting.
Wow. Yikes. That's
Yeah, they
unusual.
scored 20 seconds between those 2 goals. The last two to make it 4. Mitch Marner gets one.
Good for him.
Also, the Penguins tied it. It's 2-2.
Well, well, that's good for them. See, it's probably because we just talked them up, if I had to guess.
Red Wings just fired a drop the puck. Red Wings Blues just dropped.
Blues, that's who they were playing. I couldn't remember. Um, you
But
got about the Kraken goalie being on injured reserve.
yeah, he was put on reserve. I always forget his name. It's a kind of Goodrow, but not really something.
No, he used to play for the Avalanche.
Yeah,
Not Gaudreau.
hold on.
It
I,
does start with a G.
I always had a hard time pronouncing. Um, I had a hard
Well,
time.
that's gonna bug me. Um, that's gonna bug me. Please Google it.
I will. Hold on. The Google machine. It is
Uh,
Philip Grabor.
Grubauer. Grubauer.
Grubauer.
What'd you say? How'd you say
Grabor.
it?
Grabor.
Grubauer.
Listen, I don't know if
This
he's
is
is
so
he
fun.
Canadian? Is he Canadian?
I don't know, but that was fantastic.
Yeah, I don't like this because Taves, if you really read it, it says toes. We can go over it
Okay, but
sometime.
it's definitely Grubauer.
Everybody's Y, but there's an
Oh
R.
yeah, that I don't understand because there are some Roys and then what? Yeah, I don't get that.
Only
But
if they're
I mean,
Canadian.
I know, but yeah, that I have messed up. But
Yeah. So anyway, uh,
we should pick a different name every week because this is fun for me.
yeah, let's just go at it once again.
Um.
Anyway,
Oh.
go ahead.
I wanted to say that Winter Classic, like the Road to the Winter Classic, that's starting, and I'm excited about that because I was reading about it today. Because obviously it's Vegas and the Kraken, but I didn't realize it's like four every week for 4 weeks. They do like the. I think that's cool, so I'm excited about that.
Uh, I don't mean to sound like this. You guys, this is the first time you guys are in it, so I get it. Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
cool thing. This is where that whole thing. I mean, I don't. You weren't watching at the time. Obviously, we went over this.
no,
You know, 20 what 15 and on. Is that what it was?
17,
17.
2017. Yeah.
So I believe it's 2012 when we played the Bruins, our first Winter Classic.
Hmm.
This is where, and I don't know if you are familiar with it. There was something that went very viral on the internet because we had Bobrovsky as our goalie, Sergey.
Oh,
He's in Florida
yeah,
right now. We had Bob.
yeah, I know. Yeah,
And Bob was sitting there and they used him a lot. I guess the producers know he was television because he was.
yeah.
And
Was he mic'd up?
yeah, and Sergey, let me tell
Okay.
you about Sergey Bobrovsky. Sergey, at one point, this clip went viral, and I forget it now, but he would just talk, especially like face to face, a confessional, like talking to him, and he was talking about how I forget what humongous is one of the words he said because he couldn't say humongous. He would say humongous. And I forget what he was talking about. That was like one of the words because of the way he just pronounced it. Um, I love those behind the scenes stuff where you could hear the mic'd up stuff. There was something in there where like Simmons did something to I think it was Chris Letang when they were playing the Penguins
Oh,
leading up to like the Winter Classic.
yeah.
And sorry, kids, cover your eyes. He's like I thought it was hilarious. Letang is just begging the ref is like he hooked my penis. He hooked my penis. Like
And you could hear it on the on
yeah,
Bobrovsky's. Oh, that's
no,
hysterical.
not on Bob's like sound, but like they were doing like the
Right.
game was going on. They were following the team, but they were like mic'd up and like Letang was just it got caught on I think it was like Simmons' mic or some of the refs' mic because everybody's mic'd
Oh,
up. We
that's
just don't
funny.
ever hear it because
And they
like
couldn't believe it. That's funny.
well it used to play on what Showtime. I don't know what it plays on now. Like I think it was Showtime back in the day. Like behind the because they used to call it like 24/7
I thought this year it said it was going to be on
Prime.
the game. I thought it was like TNT or something, whatever the games are on Wednesday
Okay.
nights.
Like
I
before
could be wrong.
or
I could be
something.
wrong. But I
Yeah.
do
So
like when Flurry's mic'd up. He's hysterical.
and that all started like it was. I think it was on Showtime because it to be. I think they
Okay.
called it like 24/7, which started like for boxing because Showtime was real big on boxing, so they
Right. Yeah,
did
yeah,
something
yeah.
called 24/7, leading to big fights where they would go to both boxers, and they brought
Right.
it to hockey, like leading to the Winter Classic, and obviously it's Showtime. Everything's not bleeped out. I mean, so it was just hilarious. I mean, Bob was really funny in that season, but also like the other stuff, like that you got to hear was hilarious. Obviously, the NHL has like final cut, so they're not going to let. It's the same thing
Right. Yeah.
with the NFL, the NBA. Like the stuff that makes it to
Yeah.
TV is what they wanted to make the TV. There's a lot of stuff that doesn't make the cut that I would pay so much money on whatever platform that
Oh,
would
yeah, sure.
not hilarious, but it'd just be interesting of the trash talking that goes on. Um,
I'm still laughing about the group hour.
yeah, yeah, you're laughing about a name. When I was back in 2012, which was what was I 24? I was laughing about
Oh,
Latang
good
getting
time.
hooked in the penis. So there you go.
Anywho,
So, he was just
good
going
time.
about it. He wouldn't stop about it. He was like, "He hooked my penis." Like, I was like,
That's well, what can you do?
well, yeah, I know somebody who did something. I think it was 2 days ago. John Tavares, as I like to call him,
Yes.
with the extra John, because I don't know why. I did that years ago. He was one of my favorite
That's
Islanders when he was an Islander, and
oh.
yeah, I think he was a Leaf when you started watching, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He was
Yes.
an Islander. He started his career with the Islanders. He had
That's
a really
weird.
good career with the Islanders. And got traded to obviously Toronto,
Toronto. Yeah.
and he scored his 1,000 point. Good for him.
Yeah, good for him. Yeah.
He's played a long time. Good for John. I think he's only like he might be my age, honestly.
Well,
But
he must be old then.
yeah, exactly. He's in the
Shit it.
early. So
Mm-hmm.
anyway, so I wanted to give everybody an update. Not that they matter. I mean, they're probably paying attention today, but let's play a little game. It's called "What if the season ended now?" Okay, and right now in the East, the top three in the Atlantic are Boston, Florida, and the Maple Leafs. The top three in the Metropolitan is New York, New York, and the Flyers. The
What,
reigning
what?
Flyers. Flyers are in there. Look at that.
I know you're excited. This is why we're playing this game, but go ahead.
And then the two wild cards would be Detroit and the Capitals. Um, Tampa Bay is kind of tied with the Capitals with 31 points, but I guess the Capitals have the edge so far because I think they already played like once. So
Okay.
yeah, that would be the playoffs. The team that I've been, pulling for all year. The Devils would be out right now. They are in the, they
What are
are
they in the fifth spot?
they're 29 points, so they're under Tampa Bay, so they're just two out
Oh, Lord.
at the moment.
Well, yeah, that's.
In the West,
Mm-hmm.
we got obviously leading the Central is the Avalanche, the Stars, and the Jets. Um,
I feel like the
leading
Avalanche haven't even been doing much, so I don't. That's weird. Yeah.
there, and leading the Pacific, and also leading the whole league in points. If we wanted to make it the league, is the Knights,
Say it loud, say it proud.
43 points. Then second in the Pacific, the Canucks and the Kings.
Which is crazy. The Kings have been playing crazy.
Now listen to this: 30 games in. There's only one team that's played 30, but everybody's like a game or two behind. So we're just gonna estimate it. Uh, the two wild cards in the West are very surprising because number one is the Preds. The Predators are the first wild card right now, 30 games in. And the second wild card, you want to drum roll this? I wish I had one. The sound. It's the Arizona Coyotes.
That's insane.
They are
But good
currently
for them.
Coyotes are currently a second wild card. They have 28 points. The Blues are under them at 27. And then, long and behold, a team that has got itself back to 500, I guess you could say. The Oilers are 12 and 1. They are, and they have 25 points, and now they're going to make a run, unfortunately.
We'll see. Let's not get carried. How about the Sharks? What are they doing? Where are they sitting?
They're at the bottom. They have.
We did beat them the other night, so we're not in the same category as you and the Devils that got beat by them.
Well, that's cool. Way to rub it
I
in.
know. I know.
Yeah.
I had a
Anyway.
lot. I had a lot to do with it, so I should really rub it in.
Yeah. Jinxing things. Um, halfway through. Well, not halfway through because we're not halfway through.
I mean, are we pretty close though?
We're at a quarter.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
A little bit
Yeah.
over a
Yeah.
quarter because it's 82 games. A quarter would have been like
Oh,
20,
okay. Yeah.
20 something, or just 20.
Well, then there's plenty of. I mean,
So
maybe not plenty of time for the Sharks, but there's plenty of time for others.
we're 10 away from, or 11 away from half because it would be
Right.
40.
Mm-hmm.
Basically 30 games into the season. Nikita Kucherov is having a great season. He has
Yep.
47 points. He
But
is.
doesn't he normally?
Yeah, Nikita's always been good. He's one of my
Right.
favorites. I don't boast about him like I do with McDavid in front of you, but
All right. I'd rather you.
he actually
Rather you.
47 points, having a really, I guess you could say, balanced year. 19 goals. He was tied for the lead. Obviously, Matthews scored tonight, so when I took these stats, they're updated. So Matthews is leading. And yeah, I mean, plus minus, Barkov from the Panthers, he's got 21. And
Yeah.
Quinn is right after that.
Oh, good. Good for him.
And guess what? Just throw it out there for you. Leading the league in goals against average and save percentage. Still, he's been leading the league so far all this year. Aiden Hill.
Yeah, but he's hurt, so.
Yeah, so he's still gonna be there. Unless somebody Cam Talbot's the next one. The next one close. He's got a
Good for Talbot because good for him.
1.91 save goals against average. So
good for him.
And still, as far as teams go, the Canucks are just scoring at will. They're averaging 3.82 goals a game. The Devils, even though we talked about not being in the playoff if it ended today, they still lead the league in power play percentage. best power play in the league.
Oh,
So
that's good. I
yeah,
think they'll be all right. I think it's just
they had
maybe a
injuries. Jackie got hurt
yeah.
a little bit, but he's starting to warm up again. So
All right.
I'll be back at it. All right. Let's see what games I got. We usually end with the games. Devils Bruins play tomorrow. There you go. That's one to watch.
Well,
7:30.
that is a good one. Yeah.
That'll be a good one. Um, what else do we got? I
Aren't the
guess
Oilers and the Blackhawks playing?
that's tonight, I believe.
That's should
Tonight.
be good. Connor against Connor.
Connor against Connor.
I
And
hope
you were
Bedard
looking for
skates circles around him.
Yep, I knew you were gonna say that. Kings and Jets. If we just talked about the standings, that should be a good one because they're both in the playoff if it ended today.
Okay, we have not talked about the Jets hardly at all this year, if you think about it.
Because they're a little boring right now. Okay.
Kinda.
Yeah.
I feel like every year they're kind of. I know they do the whiteout thing, and that's pretty cool. But yeah, I don't. They're kind of yeah.
Us hockey
Eh,
fans prayed for years for a team to be back in Winnipeg, and then like now we don't talk
yeah.
about them. So
We'll
um
work on that.
yeah, Canucks Panthers on Thursday. That should be
Okay.
um also Friday. Bruins Islanders. I mean, that's an East.
I always like to watch the Bruins anyway, but yeah.
I know you'll be watching Friday night when the Knights play the Sabres, two of your teams.
I know. I do. Yeah. Yeah, I do like that. Yeah. I mean, the Sabres. We didn't say anything about them this week. Have they been
They're
coming
they're
back?
they're all right.
Not really.
They're
Yeah.
they're there. They're not doing too much to
Yeah.
Same thing. I mean, we kind of brought it up last week. The Wild. I almost said the Wild have been. They got on a little bit of a streak, a little bit after
A
they got
little
a
bit.
coach.
Oh, the new coach. Yeah. I think only lost one with him so far.
Saturday, you brought up the game already. Red Wings Flyers.
Yeah.
Uh, so I'll be watching because I
My
gotta.
son's going to that game, so
Yeah, there you go.
I'll get some pictures.
We'll get live reports.
Yeah,
All
for sure.
right. Yeah,
What was
well,
I was gonna say something about
let's play then.
one of the game. Oh, yeah. So you said Friday night we're playing Buffalo. I really hope we do win, but I do like both teams.
And then Sunday night you play the Sens.
Yeah.
I think both of those
Mm.
games are at home. Yeah, they're at home.
Okay. Yeah. So 10 o'clock. Awesome.
Very good home record. I'm pretty sure, right? You guys? Or
Yes.
which one was?
Yeah.
Oh no, it was.
No, it was away games.
No,
I
but
thought we were.
you were. We didn't bring this up last week, or we did. Wasn't it 2 weeks ago? Somebody who had a really
Oh, the Kings, wasn't it? The like 11 away games in a row. It was a record, wasn't it? The Kings.
yeah, they were 11-0, and then finally like lost.
12%.
They're
Yeah.
11.
Yeah.
They're 11-1-1 on the road. But yeah,
Yeah.
that was the games for the week that I got.
I did not do my research on this week's games, but I am looking forward to the Oilers game tonight. And well, obviously any Vegas games, and Bruins. I like watching the Bruins.
Yeah, we know Brad.
Yes, we
Yeah,
do.
but all right, that's all I got today.
All right, well, that was a mouthful. Say it one more time. Bauer.
Drew Bauer.
There you go.
Gabor. That is all I got, folks.
Go
Enjoy
Knights,
hockey.
go.
There it is.